Welcome back to Team Performance TV, guys. Today we have this Honda Accord. It had the notorious Honda clear coat peel that every Honda suffers from. If you drive a Honda, you know what I'm talking about. We wet sanded after the clear coat. Now we're going to buff it. So to make sure this hood looks the same exact way as it did when it came out of the factory, we wet sanded it with 1500 wet sandpaper. And here I am with the Menzerna 1000 heavy cut compound and a 3M buffing pad on the rotary machine. When we're working with fresh paint, we have to do small sections at a time and go slow. Any mishap can burn the paint and then we'll have to start all over again by respraying. Being that this paint is only a day old, it's not fully cured yet, so we have to take our time, make sure that machine runs really flat. If you pick it up at any angle for whatever reason, you run the risk of cutting the paint. We're going to need multiple coats of the compound to polish out all these 1500 grit sandpaper marks. As you can see, this is taking a long time. To do the whole hood probably took 20 minutes or so. I'm not going to let you watch me do this for 20 minutes. So I'm going to fast forward to us blessing the customer with a one coat paint correction that we do for all our customers no matter what job you get. We make sure your car comes out of here looking fresh. So now on the fresh paint, I'm using the 3D finishing polish. It'll remove any swirl marks that the rotary machine would have left, although there weren't any, and it'll just brighten up the new paint. The application of this is different from the compound because this goes on and you have to remove it like wax. So after you apply it, you have to take a microfiber and wipe it off clean. It's also a faster process than the compound because you're not cutting anything, you're just finally polishing. As I'm going over the hood, I want to make sure I don't see any swirl marks left afterwards. So I have OCD about folding the rags equally. Roast me in the comments if you want. And we got a quick cameo from our UPS driver. After all that hard work, here's what the paint looks like. Not a scratch or a swirl in sight, just the way I want it to be. So before the customer gets to see the car, we're going to give it a quick wash and make sure it looks showroom ready. Now while I was doing all of this, Zach and Alex had an Audi engine apart. It's a 2012 A5 with the Quattro. He was running and all of a sudden it went boom. Now he's got valves that are bent. A lot of valves, man. Look at all that carbon buildup that's there. Jesus. Before the new valves could go in the head, we have to lap the valve seats. All it is a polishing compound that you use with the valve, and you're pretty much mating the new valve to the seat to make sure it doesn't have any leaks. So what caused all this drama was a timing chain guide broke and the chain slipped. So these are interference motors, so as soon as that chain slips, the camshaft moves and the piston are going to kiss the valves. At this point the head is already back on, we're torquing everything back to spec. If you don't have a torque wrench, don't do this job. Volkswagen Audi stuff needs to be torqued. If you don't torque it, you will bend something, you might over tighten something, you could leave something loose. We don't need that with this type of job. This engine is like $8,000. And here's the first start. It sounds a little rough at first because of all the assembly lube and everything, but as soon as that cleared up, it ran beautiful. So later on that day, we had nothing to do, so I came back for a night shift. The Civic had its quarter panel repainted and it needed to be buffed. It was like a Honda type of day at the shop. I'm using the same tools I was using earlier. It's just the Manzerna compound and the white buffing pad on the rotary machine. None of the colors on this car is for a Honda. The white is from a Nissan and the black is from a Ford. This car was painted by us years ago, and in between then and now, they took it somewhere else and got work done on it. The paint would not match wherever they went. So we're doing the quarter panel, and you're going to see the difference between our paint and whoever painted the side prior to us doing this job and the original paint. I'm using the step 2 finishing polish again just to make sure I have no swirls. You're going to see how easy it goes on and comes right back off. Now to finish the whole job, we're going to use Meguiar's ceramic wax. We like how it works. Try it out for yourself. Let me know what you think. It leaves a really nice gloss and the water beads like crazy. So remember, there's no more Mr. Miyagi wax on, wax off. Doing swirls like that creates swirls. If you wax with straight lines, it's very hard to see if you get a scratch or any kind of imperfection in the paint. You let the wax dry on the paint and then you start wiping it off the same way. You don't want to do swirls, straight lines, and you're going to see what this thing looks like afterwards. If you made it this far in the video, guys, please like and subscribe. It helps us, it'll get you more content, and we're trying our best to keep posting videos every day. Now here's the difference between the quarter panel and the door that wasn't touched. Look at the brilliance in the paint. You can totally see the difference and the quality of the work.